Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to be showing you a game played between Praggnanandhaa and Viswanathan Anand. Praggnanandhaa is white and Viswanathan Anand is black. This game was played in the 2018 Tata Steel India Blitz Tournament. So without any further ado, here's the game. It starts with e4, c5, knight f3, d6 and d4. C captures on d4, knight captures on d4, the open variation of Sicilian defense, and knight to f6. Then we have knight to c3, all fairly standard, and this is the Najdorf variation of the Sicilian defense. We have a3, g6, preparing to move the bishop here. Bishop to e2, bishop to g7 as planned. Bishop to e3, trying to get the queen over here and move the bishop over here and get rid of this powerful bishop over there. Then we have castles by black, queen to d2, b5, and queenside castle by white. We have bishop to b7, then f3. Now, then we have knight b to d7, h4, and knight to e5. Now, this is not a good move, but also not a bad move. The best move in the position would be this, rook to c8. After that, the game could continue like this, maybe g4, then we could get d5, and this, and the game just continues. So going back, knight to e5 was played, bishop to h6 as planned, bishop captures on h6, queen captures on h6, and rook to c8. This is actually quite strange, the bishop coming out by itself. In most cases, with this bishop and the queen eyeing down on this and the bishop attacking here, in most cases, black would normally play something casual, and then only this bishop would capture and the king could capture back. Since if bishop captures, then the queen could come into the action with some very dangerous threats like this. If you could somehow manage to get this bishop and this rook active, then it's very dangerous for black. But still, we have queen captures on h6, rook to c8, g4, and rook captures on c3. A brilliant move. Let me just show you the continuation. Pawn captures and queen to a5. This was the idea of the rook sacrifice. You attack this pawn, you also attack this pawn. We have knight to f5. This gives black the advantage. The best move over here would be king to b2. Instead of knight to f5, the best move would be king to b2. It defends both the pawns. There is this threat of knight coming to c4, but then this simply dismisses it. So going back, what was played in the game was knight to f5, and we have pawn captures on f5. Again pawn captures on f5. Now preparing to get either of the rooks here to check the black king. So then we have queen captures on c3. Now this is a good move. You can have some deadly attacks like this. Anyways, rook to g1, but this is a mistake. A better move would have been this. So let me just show you the continuation. If this and then this, and then knight blocks, and it is perfectly good for both sides. So going back, what was played in the game was rook to g1 check. Then this is a blunder. Let me just show you. The best move would have been this. So let me and the continuation to that would be pawn captures, queen to a1 check, king to d2 forced, Knight captures on e4 with check. King to e3. Then we would have queen to c3 check. This knight is protected by the bishop like this. So then we have king to f4, e5 check. This pawn captures opposite. Pawn captures. This again giving check. And from here it's just a mate in 3. Let me just show you. So, if white's move right now is 1 second, sorry about that. He has to capture because that is only way to delay. Then it's a mate in 2 from here, like this. White will play something like maybe g5 or h5. I don't know. Then knight to f2. Wait, sorry about that. Knight to f2, attacking the rook. And once the rook moves, maybe here, attacking the knight, it's a mate in 1, like this. Queen to e5, and this is checkmate. So, that you definitely don't want. Black could have won if he had played knight e to g4. But he played knight to g6. Of course, it's a blitz game and you don't have much time. F captures, again F captures, and h5. This gives white a huge advantage with this move. Bishop captures on e4. This is a brilliant move by Anand. So let's just see the continuation. F captures on e4, queen to a1 check, king to d2, knight captures on e4 check, king to e3, queen to c3 check. Now I'll just show you what happens if king captures the knight. If king captures the knight, then it's a mate in 5 moves. Let me just show you that. First d5 check, then we get king captures on d5, then after that we have rook to d8 check, then king to e4, the best move, rook to d4 check, like this, king to e5, queen to c5 check, like this, king to e6, and this is checkmate. So, going back, so that is why you definitely do not want to capture the knight at this position. White played bishop to d3. Then we have queen to d2 check. The queen is protected by the knight like this. And this is a very good move. Once the king moves like this, you can simply pick up this queen like this. And you have, now you have a very good position. Pawn captures on h6. Obviously the queen can't capture because this rook is there. Queen to f4 check, protected by the rook. Protected by the rook. King to d5, then h6. Making sure that this pawn cannot capture and give some discovered checks. Okay, so then we have g7, simply pushing the pawn. Rook to c8, then king to e6. Then we have d5, rook to g6, rook to c6 check, and yeah, this is a very good position because the king is skewered. So once the king moves, you can simply pick up the rook. You can't exactly pick it up because it's defended, but you will be having an advantage because you have an extra queen. So the exchange happens, and then king captures like that. Once the bishop moves, we have check. Then we have king to d7. and H5. Rook to G1, checking Anand's king to F6. Then we have another check. King to F7. Rook to H6. A5. Now Anand is looking to promote his pawns. He has all of his pawns are passed pawns. No, it will be very difficult to stop these two pawns. He does have these two, but they really don't do anything with this queen protecting like this. Okay, we have king to c6. We're trying to stop the pawns in some way. b4. Pawn captures. King to d7. King to g7. Rook to e6, attacking the queen. Queen to d4. King to e8. Now, here queen to g4 was played, attacking the rook like this. King to e7. h4. Now, these pawns are going to start marching forward. Bishop to e2, attacking the queen. King to g5 check. King to d6 and h3. Now there's no way to stop either one of these pawns from getting promoted. Rook to e7 check. King to f8 and rook to e5. Now we have a check. Obviously this rook cannot block. That would be a huge blunder because this pawn can simply take. King captures on d5 and h2. And it is this position that Praggnanandhaa resigned the game, because after h2 we get this continuation. Rook to h5, queen to f7 check, king to d4, queen captures the rook, bishop captures, and we simply get another queen. So that doesn't matter. And bishop to e2, and then we can try something to fork the king and bishop to try and get a huge advantage. Okay, so that's all for this video, guys. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and like this video. I will be seeing you in the next video. I also have an interesting chess puzzle for you guys to solve. So solve that and put your answers in the comment section below. I will see you in the next video. Bye.